So welcome everybody. For all of those, everybody that's new and doesn't know who I am. So I'm Maureen Saladino, Master Energy Healer and Coach. So I help women find their passion, their purpose, and their confidence while growing their bank account. And, I do a myriad of different things in the business, but part of my whole thing is coaching, where the coaching industry really developed where I am now in my business. And I have the wonderful pleasure of having my soul sister, my soul business partner, like Jenny Fenig, who just was awarded 2016 Stevie Award Coach of the Year. And just a little quick history about Jenny and our path, because I want Jenny to share her story, is we kind of been journeying, but opposite. So Jenny went to coaching school. I was with Gabby Bernstein. And then Jenny went to Gabby Bernstein, and I was in coaching school. Mm-hmm. And this beautiful soul spoke up in the middle of Kripalu and was sharing her story about her sister. And I was like, I felt it. I felt it deep, deep, deep in my soul. I was like, I need to know her. And unbeknownst, we were already Facebook friends.
How did that happen? Uh-huh.
And I walked up to her in the little cafe and I said, hey, I just need to hug you, love on you. That was such a great share. And the next day or 2 days later, our business coach invited us into this incubator. And I was like, wait, is this it was just divine. Mm-hmm. So that's really the start of just a beautiful soul friendship. And it's just been miraculous to be on the journey with Jenny and to see, I'm very inspired by Jenny and her work. She's been in the game, 8 years now? And
I think 9, since 2008. Since 2008. So I think I'm, this is my 9th. I lose track, but it's been a while. And I was, corporate world for 10 years prior to that. So I've been in business for a long time, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hang out with you and your people.
So would you like to share a little bit about your story, Jenny, of all that good stuff?
Sure. And so again, thanks everybody. Thanks Maureen for having me here today. I'm glad your crew wants to come and hang out for this chat about coaching, about the industry, and about what to look for in a school, and why it's important to actually train to become a coach instead of just calling yourself one, which is what I think the majority of coaches do. So my path to coaching was an interesting one. I have been doing coaching. I've been coaching my whole life without me knowing that that's what I was doing. Right. I was always drawn to helping people, right? Listening to people, cheerleading. I was a cheerleader in high school. I was that person that people would come and, lament to and this is what's going on. Can you help me? I tend to just put off this vibe. And so I did that throughout my teens, 20s, even when I was a young child. I look back and my parents trained me to become a coach. That was a big piece of this. Seeing it's interesting when you look back and where it really all began. Some of the informal training that you received, mm-hmm. But I didn't know that coaching existed as a career, and so I pursued New York City, the fast pace of New York City. Got into public relations, was in that field for a number of years, and then changed careers, went into conference production because I just knew this wasn't it. If I'm investing this much time in my work, I really felt I feel like I should be happy. I'm allowed to be happy in my work, even though a lot of people around me were just showing me that, well, it seems like the thing that people do is just complain about their work. Is that what I'm supposed to do too? Is that your lot in life? Is it just kind of complain about your work? Get to a certain level of success. It looks like you're doing well, but everyone just bitches about their jobs. And then you have the countdown to retirement. It just seemed well, that's what's happening here. But I don't think that that's the point. Because as Maureen, you mentioned, my sister died when I was a teenager. And so I just have this real sense that this is a gift. The fact that we're breathing, this is a big deal. And so I want to make use of the time between my birth and my death to do something that matters and that I enjoy and that I feel makes an impact. So, in that second career as a conference producer, I eventually just, although I learned a lot and it really taught me to think like an entrepreneur, my soul was dying. And I didn't see how I could continue. When I would look towards the future, I just thought, this isn't sustainable. This pace, the workload, the environment, the fact that I want to become like a parent soon. I just don't see how this is all going to work longer term. And so I dove into yoga teacher training. I just said, there's something about yoga that makes me feel good. And I spent a lot of my life not feeling good or doing things to numb and it pushed down my feelings, and yoga allowed me to feel things, and that was okay. And so I said, there's something about that. I'm going to train to become a yoga teacher. I don't know where that's going to take me, but I'm going to go for it. And so it was during that training that I finally got the courage up to quit my 6-figure job in New York City. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know about coaching yet. I hadn't discovered online marketing. I wasn't even on freaking Facebook, guys. Like, on that. I wasn't. When I quit my job, I was like, dude, I think I should probably get on LinkedIn or something. So I have a network. So, because I had a network, but they weren't connected, right? And so I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. I just knew I had to get out of there. I had to listen to my soul. I had to trust myself well enough to know I will figure it out. And so I took some time off, and it was during that time and talking to people and going to workshops and reading books and meditating a lot and doing a lot of yoga that I discovered coaching. I discovered that it existed and that people were coaches. And I will never forget a woman I met who was a yoga teacher and a creativity coach. And I said, what is that? And she told me, and I said, what? Like, that's a job? That's amazing. And so I just madly researched coaching schools, and I signed up for one. You know, I had a training starting in New York. You and I went to the same school, Maureen, but very different times. And I just, that's it. I started to train to become a coach. And I'm so glad that I did. I learned to be a great coach. But what I learned after graduating from that school and then doing it, like doing the work, like getting clients immediately, I didn't ever have a problem getting clients. I learned that the model that I was taught at that time, this was back in 2008, was not going to work for me. Again, having that 6-figure career, living in New York, at this point having one child, I said, there's something about this not going to work. Financially, it's not going to work, and I'm not going to be able to really touch as many people as I want, because it was very much like the one-on-one model. Nothing wrong with that, but I needed to see something bigger. And so that's at the point that I discovered online marketing. I started training from some of the best, like Ali Brown, eventually Fabienne Fredrickson, Angelique Brewers, and then finding my way into Gabby Bernstein's work, and then having a podcast and writing a book and, you know, doing all these things, and really realizing that, you know, I have a passion for coaching. I have a passion for helping coaches. A lot of my one-on-one clients were then coming to me going, can you teach me how to do what you do? Like, can you teach me how to have a business like you have? And so I would teach them like one-on-one, like, because I couldn't believe that they didn't know what to do once they would like be in a client session. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what to do? You like listen and you guide and you brainstorm and you bottom line, you know, all these things that I had learned, they didn't know. You know, they were naturally gifted at inspiring and motivating, but they were like raw talent, you know? And so I would teach them one-on-one, but it was last year that I finally just said, you know what, there's an issue in the coaching industry. And as a leader, I'm going to fix it. And that's when my coaching school was born.
And so just to let you guys know, we're definitely going to riff about the industry, and because I want to pause you, but Jenny does have an amazing coaching school. So we're just planting that seed right now. And it's really, you know, giving you guys the overall mapping of what's really truly best for you. Because I know that Jenny's going to agree with me here. You know, if it's Jenny, if it's me, if it's another person, we're here to help facilitate and guide you. And we're fully aware or non-judgmental and non-egotistical that we just want to find the best way that we can serve you on your life purpose. Seriously. Like that's really what it comes down to, because the passion that we both have in our hearts, it's just, we want you to be this happy. We want you to live truly a miraculous life. So please ask any questions. We got some really banging questions today. So I'm excited. So Jenny, when you first heard that call, like that coaching was a thing and that was a possibility, and I know that you're a diligent researcher, what did you do? Because this is back in 2008. You know, this wasn't really a quote unquote industry.
No, I mean, it existed. I think the founder, if you will, of coaching was this man named Thomas Leonard. Like from my research, I found out about Thomas Leonard, and he eventually started a school, I think it was called Coach U. Cheryl Richardson was one of she was one of the originals, like OG, and I got really into Cheryl Richardson. I actually read her work during my coach training. She's kind of one of the original coaches. She was on Oprah, now she's very affiliated with like Hay House and stuff. She's got tons of books out there. Yeah. But I just, once the seed was planted, I said, there's something to this. And now I need to go freaking do my research. Again, like Facebook was in its infancy then. I maybe was just hopping on. So it wasn't like you just saw all these coaches online giving you like mini courses and challenges. Like that wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. There was no webinars because there was no webinar technology. There was teleclasses. So I just researched like coaching schools. I just looked at like coaching schools, and I looked for those that were sanctioned. At the time, it felt important for me to find a school that was sanctioned by the governing body of coaching, which is the International Coach Federation, and they still exist, the ICF. And so I just was like, okay, here's all the schools, and there was a lot. There was a lot at that time, and honestly, it was overwhelming because they all kind of sounded the same. And, I'm reading through all the web pages, and some are clunkier than others. Some are more polished, but it was just like, it's a lot of the same stuff. But there was one in particular, it was a school that you and I both went to, that there was something about that just popped at that time. Because again, I had just come out of a yoga teacher training, 200 hours, and I was like a new woman, Right. It was more like I was just who I really was, and I stripped away all the stuff that I thought was me, that I thought people wanted me to be, and I stripped that all away, and I just blew it all up, quit my job and everything. I was just raw. I'm like, okay, here I am. And so at the time, I remember that school that I ended up signing up for, that training, their mission, I'm not sure where they stand now, but their mission was to elevate the consciousness of the world one person at a time. Yeah, and I was like, ooh, I like that. Because I was all about consciousness, right? And meditation and yoga. And I thought I might, teach some yoga and do that. But I learned very early on, like teaching asana was not my gift. Like I really am not that great at it. I was good at the setting the theme and like really guiding people into a journey and asking questions and creating a vibe. And so what was neat was that I realized, well, coaching basically allows me to teach yoga and blend all of my business skills and be able to impact somebody if I'm in like a one-on-one session with them, or to teach retreats, lead retreats, lead workshops, to lead online trainings, to put my writing out. Like it allowed me to be all of Jenny and do it in an amazing way, working from home, like traveling with my husband when he would go on trips. Like to me, I just found like the holy grail. And so my first step was really just to find a coaching school, because I knew at that time, I didn't want to just say, well, I'll just call myself a coach, because honestly, you guys, there is no law holding you back from calling yourself a coach. It's not like a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer. You can't just call yourself a doctor if you haven't gone through the training and earned either a PhD or your MD or like whatever your path is for being a doctor or a dentist or an attorney or an architect or whatever. You know what I mean? So there is no law that says you have to go through any kind of formal training and call yourself a coach. And in fact, most coaches haven't gone through any piece of formal training around coaching. But I knew, and I still very much believe, that going through formal training to be a coach is the best decision you can make when you choose the right training, when you are around a model and a leader who embodies who you are, who you like to be, the journey that you're on. And so I'm so glad that I went through training in 2008. I just immersed myself in how to be the best coach I could be. And I know that that's who I am. I'm still that person to this day. But what I realized, as I mentioned earlier, is that that particular training didn't adequately prepare Jenny for the mission that I am on. I am not content with just scratching the surface in terms of the numbers of people I can touch and the lives that I can change. And so my secret formula, like what I've really come to find out, is like the trifecta is understanding the spiritual and personal growth path of what it is to be a coach, not just to call yourself one, but like, what does that really mean? what does that really mean to be a coach? And to pull yourself out of the dynamic and really bring this powerful container at service to your clients, and like all the stuff that you go through, all the layers you're going to need to shed, the shit that you're going to kind of bump up against. So that's like kind of key number one. Key number two is, what are the skills and tools you have at your disposal when you choose to become a masterful coach, okay? So that you know how to hold space in the session or in a workshop or in a live gathering like this online, in a Facebook group. You know, there's so many different ways that you could be a coach now, right? And that's where, in my training, we spend the biggest portion of our time there, so that you feel confident when you're working with clients or with a group of people. And then the third key is like how to not only be a great coach, a confident coach, but how to know what the F you're doing as a marketer and as an entrepreneur. Because most coaches, and even those who go through formal coach training from some of the coaching schools that have been around for a while, that their mission is to just certify coaches, right? They don't look at the marketing piece as much. That's what I saw in the market happening, is that there's all these great coaches who weren't succeeding. They did not know how to get clients to save their life. They did not know how to set up systems. They didn't understand marketing, and like being an entrepreneur, being a business owner scared the crap out of them. So that's kind of just what I've learned from being in this space for as many years that I have. But I feel like the first step for those of you watching right now, or going to be watching this by replay, is to really know that it is the ultimate act to say, I am going to be the best coach I can be, and I'm going to take it seriously, and I'm going to say yes to putting yourself in a growth container to learn, so you can serve your people at the highest capacity, and that is to officially go through a training.
And one of the questions was like, that we got was to be accredited or not be accredited. So and you basically kind of just shared what that means. So the coaching, it doesn't have regulations. So, and Jenny's right. Anybody can say I'm a coach, and I have a big problem with this. And here's my take on it. If you're not trained, and I don't care who you get trained by, like there's certifications for $500 for a weekend to everything to what, $11,000 I think is the tuition for our school now.
Okay.
And you know, IPEC was named one of the number one coaching schools when I was going through. So 2013, they were like the top. And nobody, like, first of all, nobody's ever asked me if I've ever been certified. Ever. Ever.
Right.
They never asked for my resume, any of it. So I found that fascinating. But more importantly, when people haven't had some type of training whatsoever, we're consultants. Like, straight up, like, seriously, guys, they're just consultants. Because there's an art form. There's and maneuvering a question, and coaching really is about the art of communication in a nutshell. I don't identify myself as really a coach, and Jessica's on the call. She's been working with me for the past year. I'm more of a strategist. Like, coaching is a tool set that I use, and I love the industry because, as you see, Jenny's like, I'm not really a good what is it, it's with an A, the asana. Yoga.
Oh, teaching the asanas? Yeah, I'm not good at that. That's not my zone of genius. I could get by, but it wouldn't be the best place for me to like stake my career in that.
And the coolest thing, so that's why, you know, both of us are encouraging anybody that's looking for a school to, you know, see what resonates with you. And there's so many, you can shift. When you grow, your business grows. Like, I started off as a trauma coach, and then I became a confidence coach because I couldn't deal with trauma because it was triggering me. So then I said to my clients, I said, what did I help you with? Confidence. Okay, I'm a confidence coach. And then I did confidence coaching, and then I did intuitive strategies, and now I'm an energetic space holder for people such as Jenny, Jen Cam, and all that great stuff. So you evolve, like, it's the one job that it just doesn't end. Like, it doesn't end.
That's a really great point, that you can call yourself whatever, again, because there's no one's going to be like, let me I need to sign off on that, Maureen. Like, who says you can be a spiritual strategist or a spiritual business strategist? Like, no one needs to sign off on that, but you inside have to feel alignment around that. You have to feel like, yeah, I'm freaking awesome at that. I've learned, I've trained, I've hired coaches, I've been in programs, whatever. The neat thing about going through a coach training, and ours in particular I can speak to because I have it, and we're now enrolling our 5th class of students, which is blowing my mind, that you plug it in. It's like you click it in to your current skill set. Like, let's say you are like one of our superstar graduates, her name is Misty. She's an amazing organizer, okay? Like, this chick knows organization. And, never did that for like an official job in her life. She had different jobs, and she's also a mom to 2 and a wife. And she started coming into my world and following my work and like really learning how to be a marketer. But the question is always like, what are you selling? If you haven't gone through like a training and you're not clear on what you're selling, then what's happening is you're not selling. If you don't know what you're selling, you're not selling. And I know that you get me on that because I talk to a lot of people and it's like, I think I'm good, but I don't really know what I'm selling. I'm like, you're trying to sell air. You don't know what you're selling. And so when you go through a training that teaches you, hey, here is a container to talk about what you do, to talk about the transformation of what you do, that's when amazing shit happens. So with Misty in particular, she was an awesome organizer. Her house is like freaking, like tight. They've got a system for everything. 2 kids, things aren't everywhere. Like, they know everything goes. They have the spread, whatever. And so she came into our program, and my school is called Get Gutsy Coach Training School. She came in and she learned like why she's called to this path. What are some skills and tools she can use with her clients? And then what is she selling them? When she gets a prospect who's interested in conquering the chaos in their life, that's what she calls what she does. Okay, that's like her brand, is conquer chaos. When they get on the phone with her, what is she selling them? Yes, they feel chaotic, but how can she guide that conversation with the prospect who is feeling overwhelmed? They're feeling like they can't find their keys. They're missing appointments. They can't be present with the important people in their lives because they just feel scatterbrained. She had to get confident enough to be able to guide those conversations, which are called prospecting calls. They're also called sales calls, discovery calls, strategy calls. There's a lot of different names for them, but they're basically an opportunity for you to talk with the prospect, feel each other out, and see if you want to work together, to solve this person's problem. And so when she came into our school, she learned how to actually do sales calls. She never knew. And of course she didn't know because no one had taught her. It wasn't like she didn't do that in her former career. So she didn't already have that skill set. So she came into our school, she learned, and she knew what she was selling. So she has packages now. She was able to, what I call, package up your magic so that she can actually sell her prospect the solution to their problem. Misty now has 100% close rate, which means when she gets on a prospecting call, if she has 5 calls, she closes all 5. They all say yes to working with her in one of her, she has basically 3 packages, okay? And what she calls herself is an organizational life coach. An organizational life coach. She focuses on organization. She has a system. She has a methodology. And so when you go through, a training, you really go deep with what is your system? You have one. You have been on this planet for however long you've been on this planet during this lifetime, and so you've learned some things. You learned some things through your jobs. You learned some things through your relationships. You learned some things through just your personal development work that you've done, workshops, learning from Maureen. And so you do have an approach, and you're probably not giving yourself enough credit for it. But what I invite you to consider is to come into a training, whether it's mine, my school, which Maureen and I can tell you more about, or you just say, that's not a fit for me, Jenny, I'm going to go find a different one. But you do it justice, because if you are willing to make an investment of time, money, and energy into honing this raw talent that you have, you basically have this rock, we want to chisel it, we want to polish it to become a diamond, it will pay dividends for the rest of your life. And you will be able to help the people that you came here to help. And that's the magic. That's the magic. So when you train to become a coach, you can call yourself whatever, organizational life coach. I have wellness coaches who come through my my realm. I have a lot of psychotherapists who come in and say, I want to layer in this coaching piece because I'm getting tired of sitting in four walls for hours every day. I want to get out there. I want to touch more lives. We have network marketers who come in, maybe through like Beachbody or from some other kind of network marketing company, who say they want to be able to serve people in another capacity, selling their own magic, not necessarily the products of the network marketing company, but their own stuff, building in their, leveraging the network that they've built to sell something else, to sell their own point of view, to sell their own magic, their own energy. Then we have a lot of corporate executives who were like me, who said, I got to get out of that world. There's something else that's calling me forward. And so, yeah, like Mary Alice, if I'm saying your name right.
You got it right.
Okay.
I butchered it last night.
All right. You're thinking of marketing coaching, Mary Alice. Great. That's what you can do when you really understand, like, you have a set of skills and tools that you maybe have used for a period of time, but they can be polished and honed. And what Maureen and I know, because we went through formal coach training, and now I train a lot of people who come through ours, is that there are some things that you want to have in your toolkit that are so helpful when you deal with a client who just will want to ramble for 45 minutes with no pause, right? And you're like, what do I do, right? Or you have that client who's like, oh my God, totally, let's go, let's get started. And then they flake out and they freak out. How do you handle that? You have the client who says, oh yeah, totally, I'm going to take action on this assignment. They don't do it. How do you handle that? This isn't something that you want to, quote, fake it until you make it, which is, a lot of what's served up in the online space. And some of that advice is valuable. But when it comes to people's lives, I don't want my doctor to be faking it until he makes it or she makes it. I don't want my dentist to be like, I've never filled a cavity before and I have zero training on it, but let's go. I want somebody who has done the work, and it's like solid.
And I think that's a perfect segue, really, to what I want. I really brought Jenny in because I wanted you guys you can feel the passion. I mean, don't put two Geminis on a call together, because it comes right through. Like, I can feel every part of Jenny all the time. And really, I mean, just from my interpretation, Jenny created a school because there's a huge need. And I love my coach training school, and I'm actually an affiliate for both Jenny and my school. And it's all about, guiding people to the right direction. A lot of people lately they want to do what I do. And I'm like, okay. And they want to do everything I do. And they want to follow IPAC. Okay, great. That's a great place for you. But what no formal training does is they literally scratch the surface. They don't teach you what it's like going to any college. They don't teach you the real world. They teach you what's on paper. How do I ask an empowering question? Tell me more about that. If you've ever seen shit life coaches say, it literally is that. It literally is. It's like, tell me more about that. But those tricky situations, what happens when your clients or your group don't show up? How do you empower them? How do you uplift them? How do you support somebody in an event opposed to how do you support somebody that's ready for action? Like, there's so many different dynamics, but the most important thing is, now that you got all these, like, this amazing toolbox, what the hell do you do with it?
Right.
What do you do? And that's why I love Jenny's approach, because it's threefold. Because and this was like a question that we had. How do I know when is the right time to be a coach? Like, I don't feel like I've put in enough lifetime. Like, that's BS, because every single experience that you've had has shaped you to where you are right now. And everybody has got something to teach or share. Like, we're humans for a reason.
Absolutely. There's no like, well, you need to be 40 before you could do this. Like, we have had coaching students who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe 70s. I don't know. Everyone looks so awesome, when they come in. There is an energy into, our student body. We're very much interested and passionate about training spiritual coaches. We don't shy away from the spiritual conversation. It is about trusting that you have a divine assignment to fulfill here on this planet. And it is our distinct honor to help you do just that. And so the neat thing about, what we offer is that you know who you're getting, when you come into our school. And again, I'm so grateful. And I used to refer people to the school that I graduated from. I was like, when people I'm like, you should go through the formal training, go check out where I went. But the deal is they had certain trainings around the country in person. And so if you couldn't get to those trainings or just wasn't convenient for you for whatever reason, you couldn't really do that training very easily. For instance, one of our graduates, it was so awesome. She was in our first ever class, and she was so grateful. She was going to go through a different training through a school. I think she was going to go through CTI out in Denver because she lived in Boulder. But she was pregnant with her second baby. And she found our school, and she signed up for our school because she was like, Jenny, I was nursing my baby 10 times a day. I couldn't go to an in-person training, 4 times over a period of time, or even for a weekend at that point in her life. And she didn't want to wait anymore. She had a successful 6-figure graphic design business. Her soul was, it had already died. And when you have, for those of us who are parents, I have 3 kids, when you have a baby, you freaking change. You go through this amazing experience. It's also a traumatic experience. You are close to birth and death, okay? Because childbirth is intense. And so she was ready. She was like, next level is here. And so she signed up for our school. And I recently interviewed her for my podcast. And she was like, Jenny, I was listening to the trainings while I was nursing my daughter. We were laying down. Sometimes I'd fall asleep, and then I'd go back and listen to them again because she was sleep deprived because she had an infant. And so what our school is 100% online. Wherever you live in the world, we have students all over the United States, Canada, Australia. I'm ready to get even more global with this next class. Our next class begins January 5th. Super pumped about that, but we are enrolling now, and we have our early bird. The best deal you can get at this point is to sign up by this Wednesday. So I know Maureen has a special link. She already posted in the comments, so you know about that. But that's where you can save $250 off of the enrollment fee. Maureen mentioned our school, the school that we both graduated from. It's $11K. Our school right now is $2,750. So that's a big difference. It's a 4-month commitment, 100% online. The link that Maureen put in there is where you can go and check it out. But the other point I'll make is it's me and my assistant director, Elaine Wellman, who are your guides, okay? Elaine. For some schools, you sign up and you don't really know who your trainers are going to be. You don't know who your trainers are going to be, which is fine, and our school is going to, evolve so much that at some point, I might be less involved with some of the group coaching elements than I am right now. But right now, it's myself and our assistant director, Elaine Wellman, who we graduated from the same coaching school. Me, Maureen, and Elaine. Elaine and I were in the same class. But she saw what I was doing. She became a client of mine years back. And she saw when I started my coaching school, and she was like, whoa. Because Elaine was one of those people who didn't get her coaching business off the ground. And then kind of started learning from me because she saw what I was doing. She saw the model that I was building out that was different than what we were taught. And so she just was passionate about the school that I had founded. And then I brought her on board because I saw that she matched my passion. She loves supporting coaches. And so when people come into our school, I'm the one who teaches you all the trainings. All the modules are led by me. And then the group coaching calls, I lead some, and then Elaine leads some. And we are so up in your business in that Facebook group. It's awesome. Our graduates are in there. The current students are in there. You know what you're going to get. And so, that's just a distinction I'll make from some of the other options in the market is that if you have to be in alignment with, again, the leader, the creator of the program. And then you have to ask yourself, well, how much access are you getting to that person? Because that's important. If it's important to you, that's important to know. It's also important to know, like we had talked about, we're going to share what's important to look for in coaching schools. What % is online? Okay. Do you like that? Like for my student who came last time through Australia, she loved that it was 100% online. Because she's in Australia. She wasn't going to come over here for all these different in-person meetings. We will often offer up in-person gatherings. Like Maureen was at our in-person gathering a few months back here in the Berkshires where I live in Western Massachusetts. So that's like something we'll do. We'll kind of look at like, where do we want to have something? It's not something that's built into the curriculum per se for our January class, but as our school grows and as our graduate numbers grow, we'll look to what we'll be doing down the line to further enhance your learning and your development. When you graduate from our school, we don't just say like, see ya, good luck. You have 12 months of access to this membership program that we have called Get Guts University. So when you graduate in 4 months, like in April, you are connected to us at least through December of that year, if not longer, as we'll give you different opportunities to, stay connected. But you're in our Facebook group. We want to ensure your success. Our success is your success. And so my school was developed based on the School of Hard Knocks, based on what I went through, based on tens of thousands of dollars I invested well after my coaching education, my formal coaching education came to a close. I said, you know what? There is no point in having these great coaches out there who aren't coaching because they can't get clients. And then it's not a positive to have all these quote coaches who have never taken an hour of formal coach training in their lives, giving the coach industry a bad name when they are burning their clients, when they make it all about them, when they can't see that there is a path that is coaching, and it is the most beautiful, sacred path that I have found in all of my years of being in business. And so what we aim to do with our school, and really it's my mission. I have a podcast, I have a book, like I'm really just rallying leaders, light workers around this concept, is that when you know that you are here to help people with your energy and your wisdom and your expertise, then you owe it to yourself to walk this road. That niggly feeling inside, Maureen, what I found is it doesn't go away. I tried to run away from it. I tried to numb it. I tried to pretend it wasn't there. And I finally surrendered and I was like, okay, let's go. And I'm just so grateful to be coaching. I'm so grateful that there are people out there, like the people on this call right now, Maureen, like you, who get it, who see like, this is such a gift that we can do it, that we can freaking work from home, that we can have Zoom and Facebook and whatever other tools you want to use, email marketing, which I'm a big fan of, social media, Facebook Live, that we literally can connect with people all over the planet and we can help them. We can help them and we can make great money.
Yeah.
It's totally possible, but you have to have a guide. You really do.
Yep. So you mentioned some key points. So just for, giving you guys the best information possible, the thing that I love to do is look at testimonials, and results. You guys know, most of you have worked with me or you've been in one of my trainings. Like, I don't stop until I see results. Like, I am results driven. And Jenny mentioned how many, like, I don't even know how much money I've spent now, because after school, then I had to learn how to be a businesswoman. That's right. And get into this whole mindset of like, wow. And I'll just throw out some stats, but because of my story, I went to 2 different trainings. I didn't always have the same teacher and guide for all my live modules. Maybe 3 of us out of the 100 of people that I went through college with, only 3 of us are doing it. And 2 of them are like, they're like, I'm just going to go back to corporate.
They're barely holding on.
Yeah. They're like, they're like, whoa, like
the thread is starting to break. Yeah.
And that's like, and I see, like, I chose to affiliate because a lot of people ask me, they want me to teach things. And at the end of the day, Jenny's a great marketer, but she's also a better business coach. And it's nothing wrong with me. I don't have as much experience in the game. And I was like, how better way, what an amazing way. I wasn't like the phrase of that. Well, I can serve you guys in the deepest capacity ever. This woman I look up to. I mean, she's not only a great friend, but she's a role model. And I'm like, whoa, if I keep on with this step in 2 or 3 years instead of 6 or 7, I can be where Jenny is now. Because Jenny's just raising the bar. She's going here, I'm going there. She's going here, I'm going there.
Exactly.
And then my clients are coming up, up, up. So we're just
Absolutely.
elevating. And you
Absolutely.
can, and the part that I love the most about
Mm-hmm.
Jenny's students is that they're immediately in action. And most of them
Mm-hmm.
are my friends because I've met them at a live event. And
Mm-hmm.
then now we're collaborating or, masterminding. It's like, oh, like, let me tell you like what's working for me in my business. And I'm like, oh, well, check this out. And we're in
Mm-hmm.
each other's tribes. We're supporting, we're
Mm-hmm.
loving each other because we're still at the
Mm-hmm.
very beginning phases of our journey. But
Mm-hmm.
all these women, I know that they're rocking it
Mm-hmm.
because they had the right support. And you can
Right.
look at the testimonials, and you want to know the real testimonial, like actually look at their websites.
Mm-hmm.
Go and do some research, people,
Mm-hmm.
because so many times those 6-figure coaches, like, let me
Mm-hmm.
teach you in 3 months how to make $100,000, which is BS, and they're
Mm-hmm.
stealing your damn money, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
to end up coming to me or Jenny in the future, or any of you guys, and it's even worse because those people have issues. And I don't blame them because I would be pissed too. But it's
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't do their damn research. But
Mm-hmm.
like, just for example, we see, okay, so I'm this quote unquote person,
Mm-hmm.
and all my testimonies, I got testimony from Jessica, I got one from Nicole, I got one from Marie, and I got Elaine. And
Mm-hmm.
then Marie has one from Elaine, Nicole, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same damn testimonials. They're not clients.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taught that if I
Mm-hmm.
have testimonials and I show some love, and then they put some sexy marketing on it and then charge a ridiculous amount, they're not even coaches. See, I get really fired up about this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't want to do that. You want to come from a place of integrity and alignment, and just do the research,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm definitely here to talk with you guys individual. Yeah, I get, I do get fired.
Maureen's getting fiery. And are you offering your crew a special bonus?
I am.
What's your bonus, girl? Because I don't even know what it is. I want to know.
You don't even know what it is. I'm
excited.
So, as you guys know, and this is interesting because Jenny and I are both trained in the same modality, but Jenny, I don't think you really use this in your practice, the energy leadership.
No, I don't use that. Not that.
In the capacity that I do.
No.
So we'll just riff about that. So basically, anybody that signs up under the affiliate link, which
you posted there,
and then we could do it again,
uh-huh.
Is that not only do you get Jenny, but you're going to get me, because I want to support you after Jenny's training. Because I believe that there's something even that there's still going to be some stuff.
There'll be different stuff than what's there now. We'll do some work, but we'll do a lot of work. But then that's awesome, Maureen. Okay, say more. I love it.
And I want to be there because I don't want you just to go to coaching school. Mm-hmm. I want to hold your hand, kind of, because I feel that extra support is definitely what's needed. So I'm going to be doing not only a VIP day with you, but really checking in with you. What does my VIP day entail? It's 4 hours, so you know what your unique energy DNA is. That's what I call it. Just like a thumbprint, just like we have soul natal like birth charts. We also have an energetic blueprint within us. And I don't know why I know energy, but I know. So this is going to give you the tangible. So what happens when shit really hits the fan? And then what happens when you are incredibly, you're living in your zone of genius, and how to navigate that. It's also going to tell you what I've seen is that you have energetic blocks in your chakras. And what type of interpersonal work do we have to get around the blocks? Which leads exactly to one of the next questions that we have. And that's about, how do you start charging? Because that is the biggest, you guys, I talk about it all the time. I love the diva bitch, talking about the fears, fear. I love it. I get excited to talk about fear because it blocks us, and then energy. But the number one thing that really is the money piece and abundance, and what's the difference between abundance and how can I charge this? There's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up. So that's why, the whole VIP, so you spend all those, you're going to learn all about everything, and then have a whole action plan for the next 3 months on how to navigate your energy with your new business so you can really make a massive impact. Because we're not just looking to have coaches. We're really, I'm collaborating to train the next light worker leaders.
Yes.
We're on a mission.
Yeah.
Hell bent. You can see the fire.
That's hot. That's hot. That is hot, Maureen. That's super hot. I love that you're offering. That's perfect. So they'll get that when they sign up through your link, which you put in there, and then you will do that VIP day with him. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So,
Thank
and
you for
let me,
offering that.
you're welcome. So here's the value. So Jenny's school is what, 27?
$2,750 when it's $3,000. Okay,
Okay.
that's our standard price. But when you sign up by this Wednesday, so you've got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday to come in, you're going to come in at $2,750. So you're saving $250.
Okay.
And we have an early bird bonus package that expires also on Wednesday. That is worth $550. And I'm doing an online workshop next month, which is kind of in about 2 weeks away. It's amazing. We're going to call in 2017. You know, this is where I use my spiritual gifts. And so we're really calling in, like, what is it that you are here to do in this coming year? We're going to open up space. And so when they sign up by this Wednesday, they're going to get a seat there, as well as this awesome meditation that I created that is calling in your ideal clients. So it's just like, this is the real tangible goodies. So it's like the early bird bonus package, plus they're going to save $250. And Maureen, just so your people know, we have payment plans as well as pay in full. And so we make it as easy for people to say, yes, this is what I want to do. Yes, I'm freaking doing it. And so for everybody, it's $2,750, but our payment plan, so you're in the loop. You know, if you pay in full, there's another special bonus you'll get, which is all about us helping you step into the spotlight, create your online media kit, get more press for your work, which I'm super pumped about because I have a background in public relations and working with the media. So everybody pays in full gets that. But our payment plan is a $750 deposit, and you can pay through credit card, PayPal. You're good. And then your payments will begin, 5 payments of $450 begin on January 1st. All right. So like what we do, Maureen, is like get your deposit in now and then chill during December. Like you're good. And then January 1st, the payments begin. So if your audience asks, we love, payment plan or pay in full, you're good. The best deal is pay in full, but we have no issues with offering payment plans. We're happy to do that for our students.
And then just look at, like, not only are you saving $250 and everything else that Jenny has to offer, but the added support that I'm bringing in. Not only the VIP day, but my value is at $1,500. So that's an extra pot. Like, people die to work with me and do this stuff.
Right on.
They save up or whatever. I've created freaking New York Times bestsellers after doing this. And, Jen Kem has been noted. I'm one of her catalyst moments of how Brand Story Challenge and MoPro got all started, because I took a look at her energy DNA and I was like, girl. Now, Lisa Nichols told her this 5 years ago, but I was the person that just planted those extra seeds. And I said, we need you in your energetic zone of genius. And I'm tired of hiding, like you being hidden with me. You need to get out there, Jen. Yeah, that was really cool. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I love my VIP days. And I love teaching about your energy DNA.
That's
so
hot. You do those over Zoom or?
I do it over Zoom. So you get a 20-minute online assessment, and then I have 4 phases. So, awareness. What is this energy thing? Then where do you fall in? How do you maneuver it? And then what I'm really doing, because the VIP day is actually about the 3 months afterwards.
That's perfect. Because that's really what the students will benefit from, because they're going to take their training these 4 months, and then it's like, where do you go from here? How do you want to be positioned in the marketplace? Not just how do you want to be positioned, but what is the best positioning for you based on your energy, based on how you're wired, how you're uniquely designed to serve and help the planet. So what you're offering is huge, Maureen. I am excited to see who in your tribe says yes, moves forward. And just so we're clear, the cart closes, I want to say December 19th is our close date, but the price at that point is $3,000. After November 30th, the price goes up $3,000. That's what it is. The payment plan will increase as well. And so if this is something you're excited about, you love Maureen's bonus, you love Maureen. I mean, you're here. How can you not love Maureen? Because she's amazing and she has just a heart for service. Know too that you're going to feel scared. You're going to feel like, oh my God, who am I to do this? You're going to have the imposter syndrome coming up. And some of you may feel like, I think I want to do this, but I'm not 100% sure, just so we're clear, Maureen, I want to let your tribe know that we offer a money back guarantee. And so people can sign up now. They can be like, I'm doing this. I'm so freaking pumped. 2017 is my year. As soon as they sign up, you all are going to get a new student orientation training. We just put together for this class. We didn't have it for the previous 4 classes. So they got us into the game, right? And now we're like, we have our operation down. I got a team. We got things moving. Like, it's awesome. And we are only going up from here. So what you're going to get is this new student orientation. It drops in. You're going to love it. You're going to just clear out the clutter and get yourself ready for 2017. And then once the training begins on January 5th, you will have those first 10 days to go through modules 1 and 2. If after those 10 days, you do the assignments, right? You listen to the trainings and their audios, and you do the worksheets. We give you step-by-step action guides with actions you need to take. If you're like, I am not excited to continue, I don't want to do this coaching thing, Jenny's not my gal, like whatever it is for you, as long as you have completed the assignments and you give them to my team by our deadline, which is January 15th, we will give you a full refund. You will have gone through the new student orientation. You have experienced the magic of being in this world that we've created, but we'll give you a full refund, okay? Because we're not afraid to do that. We know for the vast majority, 99.9%, they're going to be like, boom, I am going to the freaking finish line on this. But there might be that person who says, this isn't a fit. And guess what? If it's not, we don't want you in the training because we want right fits. So we wanted to remove that fear, to be like, oh, well, I'm taking a risk. And what if it's not right? I know for me, Maureen, when I was signed up for the coaching school we went through, and the night before, I was freaked out. The night before, I could not sleep. I was like, oh my God, what if I hate it? What if everyone's weird? What if I don't want to do this? And so I just said, Jenna, you know what? You're going to go that first day. And if you don't want to go forward, then don't go forward. I don't even know if I could have gotten my money back, but I just was freaking. But so that's what we did, was say, you know what? This is online. You're meeting me now. Maybe some of y'all know me. Some of you don't. We just want to let you know, we want to help you through this fire. It might feel like you're walking through fire right now, but I know what's waiting for you on the other side because I've done it. And Maureen has done it. And when you really step into this, when you say yes, it is pure magic. And the other point I want to make, Maureen, with our school is that we know that one of the favorite parts of training to become a coach within our program is peer coaching. And so that's a huge element of our program. Again, for the price point that we offer, you could sign up for an online course at $3,000. They don't even know you're there. My team, we know you're there. We can create a custom graphic when you come in celebrating you. We know you. You're not just a name. You're a human with a heartbeat and a soul. We know you. We know your birthday. We know a lot about you. And we treat you in that way. What we also do is hook you up if you desire. Again, it's not a requirement to graduate, but again, 99% of our student body says yes. We will hook you up with a peer coach and somebody different who is your peer client who's going through the program. So it's not just theory. You're not just getting the modules and being like, well, this sounds really good. What would I do if I was using this skill or tool or in this situation that was calling me to be a really strong coach? You're going to freaking be practicing throughout the training. Once we start month 2, you practice. And our students, when I've gone through and I'm like, what did you love the most? Peer coaching. I loved it. My person was freaking amazing for me. I'm still working with them. Now they're paying me or I'm paying them, magic happens. And we give real custom approach to who we pair people with, because you go through and fill out a form. And so Spirit definitely works through us as those pairings come to light. So I just want to make that point about how we put our program together. This is not cookie cutter. This is not let's just see if we can get, 1 million people in here so, we can make gazillions of dollars. Listen, I'm a business owner. I love making money, but I know my money is tied to my impact, the collective impact that my team, and Maureen's on my team because she is, helping us spread the word to her tribe about this. We're all about showing that we are humans behind this operation. And so what we're doing here is one thing. And I want to make that point too, Maureen. If they need to talk to somebody on my team, Elaine, who's our assistant director, she is available for that. She's here, but if they want to get in touch with Maureen and be like, I just wanted to ask more program specific questions, you're welcome to ask now. I'm here for the next few minutes. But you are certainly welcome to reach out to Elaine on my team. Let her know you came through Maureen, because if you want to get Maureen's special bonus, you need to use her link to sign up. But you can get in touch with Elaine on my team at vip@jennyfenig.com. Again, we are humans behind this operation. We're not just about a giant cattle call. We've lost it. That was always my fear, Maureen, as I grew, and it held me back for a number of years, because I was like, if I grow as big as I feel like I'm meant to grow, I was scared that the human connection would be lost, and that freaked me out. Because although I do business on the internet, I don't just want digital. Like, I want human, I want to know people. I want to feel them. And so the way we structured things now, that human touch is so prevalent in what we do, and will always be that way. No matter if we have, our future classes, we could have 500 in a class. It's going to grow as big as it's meant to grow, and as much as we diligently, bring our energy and awareness to this opportunity. But I think what you're offering up, Maureen, is perfect, and I'm excited to see who in your community says yes.
Yeah, I thought really long and hard about what would be the right compatible match for Jenny. And I know Jenny, so I'm like, all right, let Jenny do her zone of genius and let me do my zone of genius. And just really, like I said, it's about impacting the next light worker leaders out there. The mind, body, spirit, and soul needs to be connected, guys. And if you haven't seen what's going on in our world, we are awake and we need to make a change, and we need more of us. So if you're watching on the replay, please message me. So we have one, and I thank you so much, Jenny, for coming on. And I know that you're going to stay on just for a few minutes longer to answer any questions, but we did get a question from Jessica earlier. So I'm going to just state that. She's like, what are the best tips that you have on how to establish boundaries with friends you have been doing your work for free with in the past when it's time to bring up charging?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's good. That's good. And, many people are like, well, I've been doing this my whole life for free. Yeah, that's pretty much the vast majority of people who are called to coaching could say that. Like, I've been doing this my whole life for free. Or you were like, for me, I was doing it, in addition to my corporate jobs, but the stuff that I loved the most was this. It was like someone coming to me like, could you help me figure out the solution to this issue? Like, okay, well, tell me more about what's going on. Like, I was always just a great listener, and I could see the glasses half full. I was positive, all of that. And so, what we really train you to do is to have a different kind of conversation. And so for you, Jessica, is letting if you decide to really step into this as a coach, and if you're considering our coaching school or something different, this is a mindset shift for you to say, go back to your friends and be like, hey, I have some really exciting news. I have decided to really go to another level in my work. And I am, training now to become a coach, or I am starting a business as a coach. You have to kind of figure out which category you fall in. But you let them know, the gravy train we done here, we're moving into another realm. And so, I'm starting a business now as a coach, and this is what I do, what we've been doing, and I want to thank you because you've shown me that this is my gift. This is what I'm naturally amazing at. And so thank you for helping me get here. Moving forward, I'm going to be having different ways that people can work with me. I know we've been friends for 20 years, and so you may or may not choose to continue wanting to work with me in this way. But if you do, I'm going to let you know what your options are. Okay? If it's not a fit, I have a few other names I can refer you to. Or if it is, I can let you know that when we work together, I am your coach. And when we're not working in a session or, in one of our, at an event or however you work, then I'm your friend. And so I will tell you, Maureen, that one of my first clients, when I was establishing my coaching business, I was still living in New York City at the time, was my college roommate. We had known each other for several years through lots of twists and turns, broken hearts and different jobs. You name it.
All that good stuff.
Oh, everything. And when I was starting a business, she was like, I need your help. And she never was opposed to paying me, ever, which was awesome. And so, but what I did was establish with her, listen, girl, when we are in your session, I'm your coach. I'm not your friend. I love you, but I'm your coach. And when we finish, when the clock hits, the end of the session, then what we decided to do together to maintain our friendship outside of the coaching is that we would hang out on the phone for like another 15 minutes and talk as friends. And it was different, and we were able to do that. One of my original coaches said that she also had a number of friends who wanted to hire her as a coach, and what she would do is they would actually end the call and hang up the phone and then call each other back, and then, chat as friends for 10 or 15 minutes or however long that conversation was going to go on. And so that was really, and so you can take those examples and be like, okay, what would I do? But that for us worked really well. And that client of mine, we worked together for years and we're still friends. We were just texting over the weekend. She shared some really good news with me. And so I know I served her well, and I helped her. I mean, I look back at where we started when we worked together and like where she is now. We're not still working together because what I serve now is not her need. She's like, a sales executive in the corporate world. I could help her, but that's not really my niche now. And so I am so proud of the work that we did together and how we maintained the friendship outside of the coaching.
Love it. Jessica had a little procedure today, so she's a little under the weather, but she's still super chirping with us. Did that answer your question? So Jessica's been working with me for the past year, and she's actually started and created her business. So she's at the very infancy of everything. And so now it's that whole point of, what do I do next? Because, it's like, do we work with Maureen more? Where am I really going?
Yes.
And then more importantly, I think, when we start out, it's that the confidence and the boundaries and all that stuff that really plays into factor with it.
Yes.
So I guess like a segue of this is, is this part of what it's going to look like to be in your training? Because, having those sales conversations, how do you nurture that for the people and get gutsy?
Yeah, that's one of our modules is sales conversations. We really go deep. We give our students a list of empowering questions and a flow, I wouldn't call it a script necessarily, but a flow, a suggested flow that one could follow on an enrollment conversation. For many, they'll get confident they don't need that at all, and they develop their own, which we love. But we want to give you the resources to get you off the ground. And so within our training, we get to the business development piece in modules in golden, what I call golden key number 3. There are 12 modules in our training. Okay. And 3 golden keys. And so the first key, and some people are like, when are we going to do this? And I'm like, I think Maureen, you and I have talked about this as maybe some of your other tribe. The movie Karate Kid. I just come back to that movie as my example. I'm like, I'm Mr. Miyagi, okay, and you are Daniel's son, and Daniel's like, Mr. Miyagi, why? I don't want to freaking wax your cars. I don't want to do these things. I just want you to show me how to not get my ass kicked, okay? And Mr. Miyagi was like, wax the cars, and he was like, so he's like waxing, his arms are falling off, and then he's at the beach, he's doing like the drop kicks on the big piece of like, pier wood, and then you see there was a method to Mr. Miyagi's madness, right? There was a process that he knew he must lead his student through. And that is what we do too. I am very much comfortable being Mr. Miyagi. I'm comfortable with allowing my students not to like me at times. And I think that's the mark of a strong coach. Like, you don't need to like me at times. Sometimes you're probably not going to like me. Sometimes you might hate me because I am here to be your teacher. Okay? I'm not here to be your best friend, and I hope that most of the time you really do like me, but I'm not attached to either way, because at the end, I want you to be solid. I want you to feel strong, that no matter what comes your way, you can handle it, that you are going to be a coach through and through, no matter what you call yourself in the marketplace, and you can call yourself whatever. We are giving you a skill set to click into what you already have. Like, we have crystal healers who come in our door. Like I said, the psychotherapists, artists, all different types, stay-at-home parents who are like, I'm ready, like I am ready. And they realize like, oh, we're giving you this thing that you have, this way that you can commercialize, package up the magic, your core essence, your soul essence, and put it out into the world. And so the final golden key that we drop into is the business development piece. And then after you graduate at 4 months, we're going to continue holding you right in our container. You'll have access to our membership program, which is called Get Gutsy University. I have so many courses and trainings in there, so many resources, an additional community, additional trainings that we develop over that period of time that you're in there with us, just different supportive structures. So again, like, we want you to feel amazing, and we want you to come and share your wins. Share like, oh my God, I have a sales call and I'm excited and then I'm freaked out. And we also really help you with the digital piece, like the online piece of how do you get your opt-in pages set up? Do you need an application so that you're not just getting on the phone with anybody who wants to talk to you, but no, they've actually filled out an application. So A, you know some information about them, and B, you can say, yeah, I actually want to talk to them. Like, they actually know how to fill out answers to questions. I mean, some people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do any work. They want you to fix them. And that's not what coaching is. We don't fix people. Nobody is broken, right? We're all whole and complete as we are. But what we can do is we can help make somebody stronger. We can hold space for that. We can help them transform. And what, kind of a mantra that I actually just heard that I love is here's my little book. As Maureen mentioned, I won the Stevie Award for Coach of the Year. I was a silver medalist. Here's my silver. Here's my Stevie, which I'm so excited. It sits behind me. So I'm Coach of the Year. Like, that freaking blows my mind. 2008, I trained to become a coach. We're 2016 now. It feels like a gazillion lifetimes, honestly, but it's really not that much time. And the woman who won the gold, she was a lot older than me. She seems awesome, but I'm just putting that out there. Just gotta say, okay. She didn't start in 2008. Okay. But anyway, this was the program. And I took notes because there was a lot of categories. And there was something that somebody said, I was like, ooh, I love that, because that's really my mantra. And that's what we do in the coaching school. Because I'm not just teaching my coaches. I'm continuing to grow my business. I am making moves. I am taking risks. I'm building my team. I'm investing in Facebook ads. I invest in working with a coach. Like, I'm not just like, oh, I'm a teacher, so I'm finished learning. Like, no way. And so the mantra that I heard like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, damn, I love that. It's lift as you climb. Lift as you climb. Ooh. And so as I climb, and I literally climbed a mountain this morning with my oldest son, Sean, I helped lift him at some harder parts, right? As I was climbing, and I guided him on how to do it. I was just in a 3-hour coaching session this morning with my son, which was amazing. And so not only are you going to use this with your clients, you're going to use it with your family. You're going to use it with friends. You're going to have, use this with strangers you meet who you might get into some interesting conversations. Like, you will use this for the rest of your life in every different area. It's amazing. And so as I climb, I lift you up. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's what our students do to each other as well. That's what Maureen does in this community with what she's putting out there, with her special bonus that you're going to get when you sign up through her link. We are going to lift you up as we climb. And then that is really what you do as coaches as well. You're going to lift your people as you climb, because if you're not open to personal growth work, do Maureen and I both a favor and don't sign up for this. Like, don't do it, because this is one of the most gorgeous, beautiful personal growth paths you can walk. It's not always going to be rainbows and roses. It's going to be some hard stuff that comes up as a result. That's why it's so awesome that you're going to have Maureen there. So when you graduate from our training, she's going to be like, all right, let's go. Like, where are you now? Let's see what's up. And she knows, because Maureen, you've invested in so many trainings, working with a lot of the same teachers I have, like Gabby Bernstein and Jennifer Kim. And so you have a lot of wisdom to be able to share with your tribe to help position them in a very crowded marketplace. It's freaking crowded. That was one of the questions. So it's, and I think, you and I riff and flow so well. Like I said, none of these questions were planned. They just kind of, Jenny and I riff. But the question, this one woman had a lot of questions, Kylie. She's awesome. Totally. Like, she's so ready to be a coach. Good.
She's 24 and she's ready. And I'm
Let's go, girl.
Forget the age. So hopefully she gets to watch this replay. But she said, does every coach need a coach? And the answer is yes. And I know you're going to say yeah. Like I said, Jenny's my friend, but I'm working with Jen Chem, but there's going to be a place where Jen Chem can only polish me so much because Jenny gets the spiritual side.
Right.
So, like it's on my list this year. I want to work into some capacity with Jenny because because I know she sees where I'm at, and I'm like, I'm busting through, but how much further can I break open?
Right.
I don't want to just go. I want to be explosive.
Right.
And so there's some things, I'll see how Q1 goes because I already know it's going to be amazing and see where Jen Chem's leading me. But, I'm going to have, there's only so much that Jen can do. And you even said like, I can't coach this person because that's not my zone. Like, this isn't it's not my jam anymore. And that's why, like I have no desire to do a coach training school. Like I have Simple Spirituality Academy, whole different kit and caboodle. It's not coaching. It's spiritual tools.
Right.
But what I can do is give you what I know after Jenny's school. Right. That's what's going to really, because when you can navigate your energy and you have the skill set and we got the intake, how to do it all. So I don't have to teach you that crap. Amazing. Like, cause I have
it's like your baseline becomes so much higher. You don't have to cover honestly basic things. Okay. Much of what we teach, like it's kind of 101 stuff, but when you are in a container that feels really good, you're surrounded by spiritual business leaders, like what we call light workers. You're like, these are my people. I love these people. I guarantee you, when you come into our school, you will meet some of your new best friends, like people you'll be connected to forever. And that gives me so much joy to know that. Another piece that we didn't mention, Maureen, is that I actually did a lot of research before I started, launched my school. And I could go through the process to get this, sanctioned by the ICF. At this stage of the game, I'm not interested in that. No one asked me about my ICF qualifications, blah, blah, blah. No knock on ICF, but they're a business like any other business that's out there. And so they have their agenda and they have what they do. But we do offer a certification. And so that investment that we gave you is like our baseline, come into our training, get everything that's you see on the page, the link that Maureen gave you. And then you can decide if you want to then go for the certification. The certification is an upgrade. Once you come in, we give you the details on that. You submit your coaching hours, you go through a written exam, and then you go through an oral exam where you coach one of our directors. And then we say whether or not you've passed, right? Because I don't want to just have everybody out there being like, I'm a certified coach through Jenny's program. If I'm like, I've never seen you in action, like we got to make sure I'm not just going to put my brand on somebody who just happened to pay me $2,000 and now they're certified. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And so we have a certification process. And once you go through it, if you choose to do that, we have at this point, I think we have about, I don't know, close to 10 certified coaches. You're called a Get Gutsy certified coach. You get a special designation for that. We have a special badge you can put on your website. You can have language on your bio. And then we offer, we have visibility opportunities within our community where you can come in, you can co-lead calls with me. We're putting you out there perhaps on my podcast. Like there's different ways that we can help get you out there and make you more visible. And so that is an opportunity. If you're like, I want the certification, we have that. Like we have that set up within the container of Get Gutsy Coach Training School. But everybody who graduates, goes through, pays, fulfills their investment, their commitment around that, then you will get a badge that says you are a graduate of our school. And you can say that. And, we're so happy to do that. And I've been in business a long time. I've created a lot of programs over the years because I love it. I love groups. I'm good at it. I'm really good at bringing people together and riding waves of energy. This is the proudest thing the thing that I feel the proudest of is this. And when I talk to our graduates, I talk to just people when they're in the program and who they're helping and what they're doing. It brings me so much joy. Elaine, who's here right now, Maria's on my team. She's our launch strategist. We have the best team and true hearts of gold. And, if you choose to take this next step, it would be our privilege and honor to help you.
So another, we'll get to that last question, but Nicole or Jill or Jessica, do you guys have live questions that Jenny can personally answer for you right now? Anything that comes to mind?
Don't be shy.
Or don't give you and I the microphone, or even Maria, like, because Maria, you're on the
Uh-huh.
team.
Yeah.
Anything that you would like to add, Maria? Because you work behind the scenes and get to see, a different aspect that maybe Jenny and I missed. That would be great for anybody that's catching the replay. Or let
Mm-hmm.
us know.
Yep. Let us know. We are committed to having the best group of students. Our January class, we have like the people who are already in, because we started enrollment for this like fast action in late October.
Mm-hmm.
The next round, our next class, if you're like, well, I don't know if now's the time, the next time we'll offer it up, our plan is in the summer, US time summer. And so our plan for 2017 is to have another class in July. And so this is, yeah, I may have missed it, but I did have one if you answer phone. Okay.
Can
Cool.
do you mind unmuting yourself, Jill?
Yeah, come talk to us, Jill. You're here.
Now, Jill's also Master Brand and Jen too. So now
Cool.
you guys get to meet each other. So
Good. Hi, Jill. Good.
Yeah, so my question is, I'm actually a licensed hypnotherapist,
Okay.
and I am looking at expanding my practice into actually doing coaching, because as it is now, I've built in a group for body movement accountability that I'm just running as a free challenge.
Right.
And the reason why that came about is because after working with my weight loss clients and having two hypnosis weight releases, I still was seeing people flounder because they weren't taking action on what they said they wanted to do.
Right.
And so I see that moving more towards the coaching arena versus just being a hypnotist one and done.
Yes.
So I'm looking to find out, what would that transition be like for, like, other than some accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of interested in seeing my practice kind of grow into the coaching arena as well.
Yes.
In fact, right before this, and part of the reason why I was a little bit late, I was on the phone with a client, and she was asking me, she said, well, recently my coach, I just moved, and recently my coach said that she couldn't work with me any longer because I'm not in that area. And so I'm looking for a coach. So after our sessions, is there something we can do ongoing? And I said, well, of course there is. But first let's take these first few steps. And I'm like thinking, this is divine timing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just got your first coaching client. Perfect. So that's awesome. And yeah, I love it. And thanks for being here and for speaking up. You just brought to my mind a conversation I had recently with one of our graduates who came in. He was a crystal healer. Like, he is a certified crystal healer. And he also is works for Starbucks. Like, he's a manager of a big store at Starbucks. But he was very called. He was actually our first ever guy to come into our training. I was so excited when he came in, because while the majority of our tribe is women, I'm like, we used to just say it's for women. I was like, why? Why is it only? I mean, yeah, the majority who want to come in are chicks, but I love awesome guys. And so he kind of opened us up to, I'm waiting for, all right, where's our guys this next class? So anyway, he was telling me that what he found with his crystal healing was that it taught him how to do kind of one-off sessions or to help with the crystal healing piece. But what he wanted to get with coaching and why he joined our school was to help his clients through the process of transformation. And so that's what wasn't happening with the crystal healing expertise that he had and the way those sessions were set up. And so what he learned, and what it sounds like you have the opportunity to do, and this client is being like, please help me with this because my other coach kind of fired me, is to help someone through the process, to guide them through the process. And that is one of the biggest gifts you can give somebody. Typically when a client is coming to you, it's because they're in transition, and transition is painful. I have had 3 kids, 2 naturally, and I know what transition feels like. It is excruciating. And so when you have that person, I can't imagine having, actually my husband was there. I transitioned with my baby, my 3rd, in the car. Long story. But anyway, if nobody would have been there, so you have that person who is going to guide you through that process. And so what our school would give you is a real lens into how that would work, what kind of packages you could develop for these clients, what you would do with them over a period of time. Some people really are like, I don't know what I would do with the client. They've asked me and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And what does that look like? what does 3 months working with somebody look like? It doesn't mean you're talking every single day for 3 months. And so we are giving you some options into how to package your magic, how to say, okay, I've got this hypnotherapist thing. Maybe that's how people come into your world. But how could you then create out an ongoing package for support so that it's not just the one session and what I call like the one night stand. You want, right? It's sad. You want to really engage in relationship with somebody, build trust over time. Are you crying?
I'm a cheap one night stand.
Yeah. I get it. And that's why I don't advocate one-off sessions. Like I'm not, unless they're deep dives, like VIP days that are 4 hours, 5 hours, because you're really getting someplace and they do homework before they get there. And maybe there's a check-in, a few weeks down the line. But yeah, this is really you opening yourself up, not only to helping your clients more impactfully, but your income is going to go up immensely because you can start selling packages. You're like, oh yeah, well, we're going to work together for 3 months and we're going to accomplish like, X, Y, and Z. And the investment for that is $5,000 or like whatever the price point is. If you could just imagine that scenario where you are.
Imagine that scenario more than you know.
Good. That's good. That's what we look for.
Yeah. And just to like kind of throw this in, Jill, you kind of have an advantage over some people that haven't had the skill sets that you have already invested in, such as master brands. So you say, hey, Jenny, I'm an alchemist, healer, sage. Can we align my packages to be with my brand identity and the brand colors of that? So you have that angle coming in. And then additionally, you've also done MoPro. So you have it all. It's just kind of like, again, like what Jenny would do with me, putting the polish on it.
Yeah, we're going to polish it up. And like what happens, I think what you did, Jill is your name? Mm-hmm. Jill? Yeah, okay. And I get it. And I talk about this like on the sales page, which, Maureen is giving the link to that. I talk about for a lot of people, they've just like, and you already had something you were selling, the hypnotherapy, but we often start building out the brand against that. And it looks really beautiful. It's like you've invited people into this gorgeous boutique, but you're really just selling one thing. And they have to just keep buying that one thing over and over and over again. So you need lots of clients to come buy that. Or you need that same client to be like, oh, I need that again, like next week or next month or whatever. Right. When what you could be doing is you could actually decrease your volume decrease the volume of sales, but increase the price point. And so you can be earning more without having to like work yourself into the ground by being like, I need to have, however many hypnotherapy sessions in a month. If you could say, wow, I could actually design this gorgeous package where it includes, hypnotherapy at months 1, 2, and 3, or like however you would design it. Right. And so that's the opportunity. When you like, most people come into our school, they already have an expertise that they're bringing in. They're not coming in empty. They're not like, I have nothing. No, they have something, and that something has gotten them to this point. So what we're showing them is like to click in the light worker leader piece, and then to show you how to package it up in a way that allows you to have consistent income, a higher impact with your clients, working with them so that they can go through their own transformational process. I mean, you could work with clients over 6 months, 12 months, and then we're going to show you about like masterminds, about VIP days. I have a mastermind now. I have 10 clients in there working over 6 months. And we're going to Costa Rica in January. I am taking them to Costa Rica in January. That's something you can do as a coach. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm the complete opposite. Just to give you guys some variations, I don't like working with people like for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. I am a one night stand. I want to get in.
It's powerful though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying the one night stand, you get, it's going to be good. But I only do VIP days.
But they're longer and they're like really deep and they're enriching. You're not like, it's not like $100. Like you are charging more for that. And so you're looking at your energy, getting the right people in your doors, and then pricing it so that you can live comfortably in the world and give back to those causes that you're, passionate about, and, do whatever. Like if you have kids or family, it's like, that's what we're teaching people. The coaches who are like, I charge $100 a session and I'm just trying to go find enough people to go buy. That is what in my experience, is not sustainable.
Right. And then my other thing is I love groups. I'm a great group coach. And I noticed I'm not as great one-on-one. And I'm like, okay, it's not my jam. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to do what I really enjoy. And as you know now, like a greater extension of my brand is being the energetic space holder for Jennifer Kem for the next year. That's like 80 plus people all, like every quarter, which is like badass. And that's only going to magnify times thousands and thousands. But that's me. Like, and I've been at Jenny's retreats, and Jenny and I got to host this beautiful rebirth ceremony together. I mean, it was, and we won there was like 20 plus women in the circle.
It was really cool.
I went around like releasing. Jenny went around the other way healing. Crystals. My sister had the sound bowl. Crystal. It was
it was very shamanic. And so I think that's what your people need to understand, Maureen, is that you bring your magic to the mix. Like you bring what it's called, you fly your freak flag. If you're into shamanic shakers and crystal thingies and, my retreats, like we just do lots of cool things. And yet I have this like ninja business brain and marketing, come up with messaging. Like I am Jenny. I'm very unique, as are every student who comes, into our door. And for me, I like to lead transformation. I love leading retreat. I'd never been to Costa Rica, and I was like, I got this divine download in a Kundalini yoga class that said, Jenny, it's time to lead a retreat in Costa Rica. I'd never been there before, and I was like, okay. All right. I'll trust that, And so the neat thing about coaching and why I'm so passionate about it is like, you can go and just like kind of try to establish yourself online and like put together an online course, but there is nothing more fulfilling than really helping someone transform and being able to get up in there with somebody, really be able to get up in there, not be afraid of what you're going to find when you lift up the hood of the car, like what is underneath there. And so that is what our training does. We stand behind it like a gazillion %. I hope that Maureen and I like gave you, a lot of insight into what is possible for you. You can go, we have so many testimonials on our page, videos, written testimonials. I give you my story. There's links to, all what we give you, the bonuses, like, we try to make it the most thorough sales page ever. Lots of FAQs, like it's all in there because we want you to be able to go there and make a decision, like straight off the page. But again, if you want to talk to Elaine from my team, she would love to talk to you. And she doesn't try to sell you. She doesn't need to. Like we don't need to sell anybody. I'm not trying to sell you now. You have to decide for yourself, okay? And say like, this is the next step. 2017 is like knocking on the door, knock, 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 knock. What do you want to do? Like, how are you going to create this year? When an opportunity is offered to you, you simply need to, if it feels really good and tad scary or maybe a lot scary, but is it aligned with your highest calling? It's going to allow you to touch more people and make more money, because I don't shy away from the money conversation. Then you say yes. For $27.50, like what is being offered for right now, and a lot of coaching schools are a lot more expensive, a lot. Because ours is 100% online, we don't have to charge you so much more for all the space and everything. But I have been leading group experiences for so long. Even before my business, I led conferences. Like I know how to lead groups through an experience. And I know that you're going to get everything that you need in our coaching school. You're going to be confident when you come out. You're going to be having packages, if you're willing to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, then what's the point? Don't be in business for yourself because you'll be in trouble. But if you like to do the work, show up. Even if you can't come to the coaching calls live, listen to the replays. Like we are there for you every step of the way, and you are going to be trained by the 2016 Coach of the Year Stevie Awards, like silver winner. I'm so honored, and I know that God put me on this planet. The universe said, Jenny, this is what you're here to do. And it took me a long time to figure it out, and I have figured it out, and this is where I'm, my flag is in the ground. I'm like, this is what Jenny does. If you want to listen to any more of my stuff, like I have a podcast called Get Gutsy. Maureen, they can check that out. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. It's on my main website. But again, if you want to sign up for the program, make sure you use Maureen's link so you get her freaking bonus. It's like rad to the rad to the rad. But go listen to our podcast. You can hear some of our students. We interviewed a bunch of them for Gutsy Coach Week. And that's our thing too, is we want to promote you. Like, you show that you're committed and you do the work and you show up like, I want to promote you. I want to spread the word about you. Again, you're not just a number. You are a human. And that is a distinct differentiator from our school to some of the other ones that are out there.
Very cool.
Thank you, Maureen, for having me and for bringing such a great group to the table.
Thank you.
I love your bonus. I love you. I love what you're doing. Your tribe is amazing. And I can't wait to see who says yes from your crew, and I'm looking forward to working with you as you continue to expand your mission and who you're meant to touch in the world.
So I love you, Jenny. Thank you so much. I mean, this was all. I mean, wow. I think we got it all covered. So.
We covered it, girl.
Letting us riff. So anybody, if you have any questions, message me, message Jenny, Elaine, Post and Soul Tribe. You know where to find me. I mean, I think I'm 24/7 on Facebook. I do sleep. But anyway, anything that comes up, even if like the fear piece or, I'm not sure. And
you're going to be fucking afraid. Yeah, okay. So stop waiting for yourself not to be afraid.
I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing MoPro next year. Like, holy crap, that's 10 grand. But I know that I have to do it.
Absolutely. I invested $17K to write my book. I invested $20K with a coach.
Yeah.
I invested so much. This campaign, we're investing like $15K in Facebook ads. Wow. Do you think that scares me? Yeah, but you know what? It scares me more not to help people. People in your tribe who are like, I want to do this and I'm not, that scares me more than the finances because I can always make the money. My business, we have crossed major milestones this year. My business have made more money this year than we ever had in the history of my business. And it's because I got clear on who I was serving. And our school is we're exploding. We're absolutely exploding. This is what I'm here to do. I'm hunkering down. This is our 5th class and it's going to be our biggest. It's going to be our most extraordinary. And, this is just it. And I'm very transparent and honest with our people about where I am in my own journey, what comes up for me, and the numbers piece. I want to be straight up with you so you know that this is a journey and it's a quest. And when you're willing to say yes to it, when you're willing to allow someone like me, like Maureen, to lift you up as we climb so that you can then go do the same for your people, you will never regret this decision for a single day.
And I think that's the whole piece is when you do take the investment in yourself, you literally a door opens. And the universe is
the universe says, oh, okay, she's serious.
Oh, you need that $1,000
you can't
for a deposit?
Have it before. It's all of a sudden the client's like, oh, wait, you know what? I want to buy a year's worth of sessions with you. Or you get a check in the mail. Misty, that girl I told you has now is a 50% close rate because she was on the fence where she was going to join this last time. I don't know the money. The money's always the excuse. Okay, guys, just so you know, I hear it all the time. And she put it on her credit card and she says it's in her testimonial. And then she started getting clients. And she paid it off. She was willing to do that. Everyone has different financial situations, but the problem is that some people are like, well, I don't have the $2,750 in my bank account right this moment, so I'm not going to do it. Or I don't have the $750, I'm not going to do it. It's that is not how it works. For some of you, it'll just be exactly how it works. Easy. It's there. No problem. I'm going to sign up this moment. For some of you, it's not. And don't let that be the reason why you don't do it. We are going to show you how to earn money, how to make this work for you. As long as you work, it will work.
Right. And
again, money back but guaranteed. First 10 days. It ain't.
Yeah.
You don't like it? Then just let us know. Fill out your homework and we say bye.
It's a no-brainer, really. And think about the latest opportunity that I created. I pitched this opportunity in June. I was told no, it needs to have more things. Then I pitched Jenny in a way, and I said, Jenny, I want this opportunity. I want this experience. What can you do to help me out? Jenny says, I'm doing this retreat. Would you like to do a rebirth ceremony for me? I said, yeah, I'm in. That gave me a little bit more confidence of doing the group thing.
Right.
Jen messaged me, and it was during the retrograde. She's like, are you coming to New York? I'm like, I had 33 cents in my bank account, guys. I am not lying. When I paid to volunteer. And I said, I have to do it.
Because it was an opportunity, like huge visibility.
Because I took quarter three. I took quarter three off of my business because I needed to heal.
Right.
Going through some really funky stuff, and I could not bring that into my client's world.
Right.
So I said, okay. I'm like, all right. I even got a side hustle. And I'm like, money will come. So sure enough, like, you know, there you go, Jen. Here's like basically all my money. And then anxiety came up about getting to New York and the energy of it all. Well, that all led to me walking up to Jen and saying, Jen, there's some energy leaks in your program. Can I show you what I do?
Bold.
Because you can't tell somebody what I do, because you guys know you got to see me in action.
Right.
I am one of those people where I'm like almost uncopyable in a like copywriting sense. Like you need to feel Maureen.
Right.
And when I pitched, and it is bold to pitch Jen Chem, like Jen Chem. And I said, Jen, this is what's going down. And she's like, well, how are we going to fix this? I said, let me do what I do. And in the morning, she didn't even introduce me. She just let me do. And then she came to me in the middle and she said, holy smokes, you're on fire. And then at the very end, she said, you know what? And I told Jen the story. I said, you know, I had 33 cents in my account, but I had to be here. I had to be here. And she said, Maureen, that is your zone of genius. Will you work with me? I want you on this team. And even the people that looked at me like I was batshit crazy, doing breath of fire and all sorts of, Jenny, you missed it all because you were strategizing with Maria out on the balcony.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You were holding space for me in the out.
Yeah.
And it all broke, like, and now people, when I go to networking events, are like, I'm like an energetic space holder. I said, do you see this energy here? I'm like, it's different because I shifted the energy. And they're like, oh, that's cool. I got podcast interviews, like all sorts of things just came from them. And of course, abundance is flowing.
Exactly. The universe rises up to meet you when you make a decision, and it all starts with the decision. If you're not willing to make decisions, if you hem and haw, if you sit on fences for like your whole life, nothing much is going to change. I am not willing to do that. Like I am just the person who makes decisions. That Costa Rica was a decision. My coaching school was a decision. I'm going to India in 2017. That's a decision. You know, all to go deeper into my path. I'm committed to the mission. I'm committed to my family. Again, 3 kids, a husband. You know, that right there is a freaking full-time job. But my work is so, you know, core to who I am. But Maureen, I have to hop off now.
I know, babe.
Podcast that I've got to record for tomorrow. But you're amazing. Keep talking to your crew. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you. Coach Training School, who this is a fit for. You will just get ready. It's going to be the ride of your life.
Yes.
Take really, really, really good care of you. All right.
All right,
guys. Bye. Thanks, Maureen.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I was trying to